Hello everyone, this is Kirti Mehta. I am working as a soft skills trainer in GNK ITM, and today we are going to discuss about group discussion. What does it mean and what are the things we should keep in our mind while doing a group discussion, and what are the do's and don'ts of a group discussion. So basically, most of the people or the candidates, they get nightmares when it comes to a group discussion. So the GD session used to haunt some of the students, but now it's not the case. Students are, more prone to, or they are have an access where they can present their opinions, their viewpoints in a public gathering or at a platform quite confidently. But still, there are basic rules, there are basic etiquette that we should follow while doing group discussion. So we'll be going through each one of them in detail. So let's get started up. Basically, group discussion is not a typical kind of debate where you have to shout and you have to fight over a lot of things. So that we should need to keep in our mind. So once that part is sorted, then we can go ahead with the group discussion, and it would run out to be a kind of smooth pattern. So there you just can't, not only getting a platform to express your thoughts, but you are also representing your way of, opinion, your thinking. So basically, what is the technical definition of a group discussion? So it is a evaluation method. Why companies usually have group discussion? Just to see how prompt you are and how good you analyze the surroundings and how well prepared and structured answers you present. So it is an art and science as well, because everything which comes to communication, it deals with a combination of both. You have to be analytically right with the logical answers, and along with that, you need to know how to present those answers effectively in public gathering. So, how we can evaluate one, and how we can differentiate the person who is a kind of, presenting well and who is not. So there are various characteristics of group discussion. So basically, group discussion is a platform, and is term itself suggests that where you are discussing with a group of people, with a group of members, then it is called as group discussion. So the team size may vary. Like sometimes we'll be getting 5 to 10 members, and sometimes the team would be more than that. So it depends again the place and where you're going to have those discussions. So you have the chance to explore your ideas in front of a large gathering. So how well you're utilizing the time limit, how well you're putting your knowledge into it, and how you're utilizing your skills. That is what group discussion is all about. So why in interviews there's a one session called GD? Because these three are the parameters there. That is how you can work in a specified time limit, and how well you can utilize your skills and knowledge. You are being judged on the basis of that. So what are the prerequisites? Prerequisites means the things which you need to be ready before going or doing a group discussion. So topics, obviously without a topic you cannot do a group discussion. So topic is a must. You should have a topic. Your planning and preparation should be there, because instantly when you're getting a topic to go for or present your opinions about, you need to be well prepared at your mental level. If you don't have the knowledge, no communication will help you out. Communication is the only assisting method which will enhance, or which will encourage the knowledge you are having. It will provide you the support only, because if you don't have the content here, your well communication will not going to give any fruitful results, because at the end content is the only thing that matters. But if you know how to present that content in an effective way, then it would work as icing on the cake, right? So you should have the knowledge with self-confidence, because these two things go hand in hand. If you're having one of them and not the other one, then also, because if you have a knowledge but not self-confidence to present that knowledge, then it's of no use. But you have the self-confidence but no knowledge, then alone self-confidence can do not do anything. So you should have these things in combination, these skills in communication. So your power of speech is really important. If you are a powerful speaker, then you can turn the table around. But if your content is good, you're confident, but you don't have the power of speech, your voice is not reaching out to the next level, then also it's of no use. Your body language and your personal appearance matters a lot. Every time we discuss any topic, the body language comes into play, because it is something which is, an integral part of a system. You cannot do anything without adopting a body language, because this is what we are like. So your appearance also matters a lot. Your being calm and cool is again, because you are not supposed to get aggressive while doing a group discussion. If you are doing so, then you are just giving the interviewer a chance to put a negative marks against your name, because the one who cannot have the control of self emotion and who just cannot keep the calm is not suitable candidate to be hired. So what they are judging, they're judging your level of calmness and how well you tackle the situations. There are lots of things which gives us in return to be a part of any group discussion. So when we are discussing things in a group of people, we have a better understanding, because suppose there are 10 people, right? So everybody have 10 different points, their perspective would be altogether different. So right now I know only one perspective, that is of mine. But if I discuss the same topic with the people around me, I will come to know that what are their objectives and what they think about the same topic. By doing so, I'll be exploring my knowledge. Some people think that it's a waste of time to be a participant in group discussion, because there is a lot of debate happening there. But if you do so on regular basis, it will enhance your knowledge. You have better points to put forward the next time you will be discussing about the same topic. Again, group discussion helps you to critically use your mind, because if you are doing some speech or doing some presentation sort of stuff, you know about your meta, your content before coming to that platform. But in group discussion, you have to think at the present time on the spot, and then have to deliver or answer the opponent team. It stimulates how well you can think or analyze the situation at a span of time. It really helps to make some good decisions. It helps to improve the listening skills. Before you begin to a good speaker, we all should try to be a good listener, because if we cannot be a good listener, speaking is altogether a far away point. So building up the listening skills is really important, because in a group discussion, if you are not paying attention what the other person is saying, you cannot put forward with the answer, right? It increases the confidence in speaking, because then you just have to sit on your seat or in a round table and then have to project your points. You don't have to go to the stage area where all the persons are sitting downstairs and just their eyes are glued at you, listening what you are going to deliver next. So by doing group discussion, you boost up your confidence level to an extent where you are ready to put a step on a stage and then deliver whatever you wish to. It really helps you to understand what are your strengths and weaknesses, because when you're participating in group discussion, you come to know where you are lacking, where the other persons are excelling, and what are their strong points, and you can get some good points from them. And if you are working in a team, it helps you to build the leadership skills, the team spirit skills, where you are motivating the entire team. You're not alone a part of the discussion. So it's really important. So benefits are, it's a long list. So there are just few of the benefits that are being mentioned on the slides, but group discussion is massive important in a student life or in anybody's life. So we had a point earlier as well, that why companies have GD. So companies have the group discussion kind of interview session or a part of it, just to check, just to analyze how well you interact with other ones, because then you don't know the other participants ever before. It's the first time you're going to meet them and you're going to interact with them. And how well you are when it comes to working in a team, it is also being checked by group discussion. Your flexibility, how well you can switch from one point to other point, how well you can listen up, how well you carry yourself, how well you work as a leader, your analytical skills, your subject knowledge, everything on a whole is being analyzed by group discussion. Your attitude, your confidence, how you think, how you project, how much time you take to think, how much time you take to convey your opinions, convey your thoughts. Either you're able enough to take the stand, what you say, you're sticking up to the points you have said or not, you have that qualities which will help the company to grow any further. We all can analyze these traits by just having one exercise, that is group discussion. That is the only reason that it is the compulsory part of most of the companies when they conduct their interviews. So it is really important. So how we can prepare for GD? So GD preparation is really not so difficult. It's quite easy, but it comes only when we practice such steps. So group speaking presentation, you should know how to speak in a group, because when you're speaking in isolation, you know that you have the entire time in the whole universe to speak about that topic. But when you are speaking in a group, you should know that you are there to speak some of the points about that topic. Rest, that team will take further. Your content should be on point, because without content you cannot be an active participant in group discussion. So how to prepare content? It's not like the companies will give you a topic a night before so that you can prepare quite well. Generally, the group discussion topics are related to day-to-day life, and you can have the clear idea of the topics if you regularly go through the newspaper or through the news headlines. You should know what is going on in the country, in the world, and in general life as well. So listening preparation is also important, because if you're impatient, you just got the topic and you just want to speak and speak and speak, then it shows that you are not a person who will work actively in a team. Because to work in a team, it requires how well you're listening to other team players as well. If you are not listening to other team players, then it will be of no use, absolutely of no use. So these are the three things that we should be really careful about: how to speak in a group, and how to prepare the content, and how to do the listening preparation. Because listening skills is part of a communication skills which we all should master at, right? So these are the three very important skills. So again, that we have already discussed, like how we can do the group speaking preparation. We should know, right, what fluency we should speak, how we are utilizing the tone modulation, and how we can do it. Just speak in front of the mirror. When we were in the childhood, then our teacher used to say that, okay, practice the same topic and standing in front of a mirror, and then start speaking what you want to say. By doing this, when you're listening to yourself, you'll come to know that what are the things you're good at and where you are lacking, where you're taking a lot of time to think. And content preparation is again a current affair or very hit topic in day-to-day life. So it's probably the chances are that it will come in the topics as a group discussion. Listening preparation, then you can be an active observer and you can listen up to a lot of people, listening up their perspectives and then analyzing it. By doing so, you can prepare these three skills which will help you to build a good group discussion techniques. So how the group discussion is assessed? So assessment of GD is again really important. If the interviewer is given a topic, what they are assessing, they're evaluating the leadership skills, right? How you initiate the topic. Most of the times we as in humans have a habit, okay, just let the others one start and then we'll follow. So the one who is in the queue of followers cannot be a leader. To be a leader, you have to take that initiative. Okay, yes, I'm going to start with my topic. That is when the interviewer will come to know that this person is having massive leadership skills, and this is what I want in my applicant, this is what I'm looking for. So by doing so, you are projecting your leadership skills. Communication skills, again, clarity of thought and expression, and aptness of the language. In whichsoever language you are speaking, either Hindi or English, you should have a command over that. It's not you don't have a clarity and you're just mix matching some words and just presenting with no structure. Your listener should have the clear idea what you are talking about. That is what communication skills are all. Interpersonal skills, how you are interacting with other people. Are you giving importance to what others are saying? Because in group discussion, it's not always like belittle, you're not supposed to belittle somebody. You are there to listen to their point very respectfully. No offense can be tolerated, and your interpersonal skills should be really high. And how you analyze and how you persuade the people, okay, what is going on in their mind and what is coming up next from their side. That is what persuasive skills are all about. So these are the four parameters, these are the four skills that we should have in order to get selected or in order to clear every GD we take part in. Then there are some discussion etiquettes. Discussion etiquettes as in do's and certain don'ts. So we should always try that we should not, delay taking initiative. As we have just discussed that leadership qualities are how well you take the initiative, how well you take the charge. So when you take the charge, it projects, it displays your leadership qualities. So always take initiative. Stay with the topic. It is really important. If you are just moving from one point to the other point and you are having complete, irrelevant structure in your mind, and you're just shifting from one topic from one point to the other point and there is no interconnection between them, then also you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So stay with the topic, talk only about that topic, right? And it is really important, just do not speak for the sake of speaking. You have to think before you are speaking, because the other persons have all the time in the universe to listen up to you. So what they are listening, it should be worth to listen. So you have to provide them a content which is worth listening. So that is why think before you speak. Make original points and support them by substantial reasoning. Whatever point you're putting in, you should have that backup, logical answer, logical reason that why you're putting forward this point. So you always have that support by the reasons, by the logics, by the analytical tools, everything, right? So these are the do's part. Next, whenever you are speaking, you want the others to listen to you carefully. Likewise, when others are speaking, it is your responsibility to listen them actively and carefully, right? And be polite to the group. You're not supposed to shout, you're not supposed to offend, you're not supposed to say something which is unethical. This is not something which can be tolerated by any interviewer. So again, I am repeating myself that we should be polite what we are speaking and what we are doing in the group discussion. Regulate your voice through tone modulation. It is really important. If I am taking this video, I am recording this video, then I am continuously modulating my voice. I am not speaking in one monotonous pattern, because my listeners, my participants will not be, captivated if I do so. So you have to constantly emphasize about a certain thing, and then you just have to go downwards and then raise the pitch and then downwards. So this is how you play with your tone, because that's something which comes by practice only. Within one day, you just can't expect to learn all such things. You learn these basic things once you try to practice it. And when these things comes into practice, it will comes out as a natural part of your group discussion whenever you'll be going for any interview. Next, try to get your turn, because in group discussion, everybody wants to get highlighted by the interviewer. So, how well you say something, how well you articulate what you want to say, that is, just wait for that turn and don't wait for too long so that the discussion will get over, right? So, just wait for a couple of minutes and then raise your hand and then politely start speaking and be aware of your kindnesses. It's a part of communication. Whatever signs, symbols your face is making, your gestures you are doing, it should match whatever you're saying. If you are saying something positive and you're just frowning, it has no relevance. It is contrasting. You're saying something else and your facial expressions are showing something else. So you should be always, aware about your kindnesses and whatever things you're doing while group discussion. So we discussed about the do's part of discussion etiquette. Now comes the don't part. What we should absolutely avoid doing it, that is arguments. We're not here to argue with anybody. We're not here to compare, okay, I was good, you were bad, he was good, I was bad, he was good, and he was bad. We are not here for that. We were here to discuss, for a healthy discussion. That's it. So argument is not at all required, my dear friends. So just a big no for any kind of arguments. If in case you think that by doing arguments, by raising up your voice, you're going to win that group discussion, it's absolutely no. If you are speaking in a lower tone, which is quite audible to everybody, and you're making valid points, then you're going to win the race. You don't have to be nervous, you don't have to be shy, and don't think you are isolated from the group discussion, because in a group discussion, nobody will come and give you the mic that, okay, Mr. Kumar, now it's your turn to speak. Nobody is going to do that. So it depends on us. It depends absolutely on us how well we take the charge of the time. That is what I've just said you a couple of minutes back, that it's really important for a student, a candidate, or a person whosoever is appearing for an interview, they don't wait for too long to get your turn. Because if you feel that you're isolated from the group and nobody is asking you to speak, this is the least bad thing you can commit, right? Interrupt another participant before his claim or discussion is over is a big no. If the other person is saying something, you should patiently wait and let them complete. Because if you cut them in between, chances are they will do the same. And it's not ethical. It's not the discussion etiquette part. So you should wait and let them complete. Be gentle with your tone and then start over with the response that you are saying. Speak in favor. Example, like establish your position and stand by it stubbornly. So do not say something, or if you are speaking and just you're being so stubborn about that point that you're not letting anybody else to take over that point and to present their opinions about it. So you should not do that, right? So you should not be stubborn about something. You should be agreeing about some neutral stage, okay? Because at the end it was a discussion only. You should not change opinions, because on the initial part you were saying something else, and coming to the end you were absolutely changed your opinions. So it is a big no, right? And you are not supposed to make fun of any of the participants, right? If anybody is saying something which is really funny, even then you're not supposed to do that. Do not use your personal anecdotes. Anecdotes means when you are providing some examples, some stories, some experiences which is related to you. Do not overuse that. If once or twice you're sharing, okay, this was happened to me and I would like to share as a part of example, it is okay, it is acceptable. But if every time you're saying, I want to share my experience, I want to share his experience, I want to share my family's experience, then it feels excessive, and excess of anything is harmful, right? So you should totally avoid doing that. So there are we have discussed the do's and don'ts. Now there are some important points that we should be, careful about. One is be assertive. What does it mean? Assertive is like direct, honest, careful about not to hurt or disrespect somebody, but you should portray your points that you are confident, you know what you are saying, and you have a firm conviction about that. Be a patient listener, we have already discussed. The language should be proper. We should not allowed, or we should not use that language which can offend someone. All right. Be precise in a group discussion. You're not present over there just to portray some long paragraphs or something. Just use some necessary facts and relevant points which are logical and which make sense, of course. So be precise. One very important part, that is accept the criticism. If you are not accepting the criticism, then you yourself are doing something which is unethical and which is not a part of a healthy group discussion. So if any other member of the group criticizes or disapproves a point, it's not a point or a validation that you need to get upset or react hastily. So you should totally avoid doing that, because if somebody else of the opponent team is criticizing you, maybe they have a valid point about that. So you should accept that and try to disapprove their criticism with a logical and valid point. All right. Show some leadership quality. A group discussion is all about how well you express yourself as a good leader. Take the charge, take the lead, and express your points in a well ethical way, right? So it's like how well you are articulating your own thought process, and it is not about hurting others feelings. Those who are part of a group discussions, you're not supposed to do anything like that, right? So there are some suggestions which I would like to give at the end, that in a group discussion, never ever try to bluff about anything. If you don't know about something, there is no point of exaggerating about that part, right? Control your emotions. If you strongly dislike the topic but you have to speak in favor of that, you just can't overblown by the emotions. So you have kind of self control on yourself, and quality of content is always better or preferable than quantity. If you are speaking 5 lines and those 5 lines are factual and making an impact, then the other person, if they are speaking the 15 or 20 lines of completely no relevance, then your 5 points would make a valid point, and the interviewer will give you the points on the basis of the valid opinions you have put it forward. Get noticed, but for the right reasons. If you want the attention of the other participants of the interviewer, then do something which would highlight you in the group. All right. And speech is a powerful weapon. Always remember that. You can turn the table upside down with the power of your speech, but try to use it wisely. If you don't use it wisely, then it will not going to create or make any positive impact. So there were a lot of things which we discussed in this video, from starting from what a group discussion is, how and why the group companies have group discussion as a major part of the interview, just to scrutinize the cream from the rest, and what are the do's and don'ts, and how we should improvise our skills when it comes to group discussion. And there were some discussion etiquettes as well. So I hope I delivered my best, and it would be really helpful for you. Thank you so much for paying attention. Thank you. All the best.